You sit down, and there he is, the warm, insistent tongue on your hand, your arm, your face, the second you lean in. For some of you, it happens the moment you walk through the door. For others, it's a quiet, steady licking while you're trying to watch TV, and it doesn't stop. And somewhere underneath the awe, there's a small question you've probably never said out loud. Why does he do this so much? And does it actually mean something? Here's the thing most owners never realize. That licking isn't one thing. It's a whole language, and your Golden is saying several completely different things with the same gesture. Most of them are lovely, but one of them is a signal you genuinely want to be able to recognize, because it's the one that's telling you something is wrong, and it's the reason almost nobody thinks of. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to translate it. Every reason your Golden licks you, what each one actually means, and the one to watch for. And at the end, if the licking has tipped over from sweet into too much, I'll show you exactly how to turn it down without ever making your dog feel rejected. Reason 5 is the one most people completely miss, so stay with me for that. But to understand any of it, you have to go back to the very beginning of his life, before he ever met you. Because your Golden's relationship with licking started in the whelping box, in the first hours he was alive. His mother licked him constantly, to clean him, to stimulate him to breathe, to move him, to keep him warm and calm. Licking was the very first sensation of love and safety he ever knew, and it went both ways. As soon as the puppies could move, they licked back, at their mother's face and mouth, an instinct that in wild dogs literally asks the mother to bring up food. So from day one, licking got wired into his brain as the language of family. I care for you, take care of me, we're bonded, everything is okay. When your grown Golden licks your face, part of what he's doing is something incredibly old, treating you exactly like his closest family. It is, in the most literal sense, a rooted act of love. But love is only the first layer, and if you stop there, you miss most of what he's telling you. So, let's go through the rest. Reason 1, and the least romantic. You taste good. Human skin is a little buffet of salt, especially after you've worked out or it's warm, plus traces of lotion, food you touched, the sweetness of your skin. Dogs explore the world with their mouths and tongues the way we do with our hands and eyes, and your slightly salty skin is genuinely, mildly pleasant to lick. Not the whole story, not by a long way, but be honest, some of that devoted face licking is just because you're a bit tasty. There's no deep meaning in it, and that's fine. Reason 2 is where it gets more interesting, because this is the one that shows you how differently your dog experiences you. When your Golden licks you, he isn't only tasting, he's reading you. A dog's sense of smell and taste are deeply linked, and your skin is covered in chemical information. Your sweat carries signals about your mood, your stress level, hormones, where you've been, who you've touched, what you've eaten. There's even research suggesting dogs can pick up on subtle changes in our body chemistry when we're unwell. So a long, thoughtful licking session can be your Golden quite literally gathering the news, checking in on you, reading how your day went off your skin like a report. When people say their dog just knows when they're sad or sick, this is a lot of the machinery behind it. He tasted it on you, and it's worth sitting with just how different that makes his experience of you. Where you see your partner walk in the door, your Golden receives a wave of information that they're stressed from work, that they petted another dog on the way home, that dinner was Italian. To him, your skin isn't a surface, it's a story, and his tongue is how he turns the page. That salty hello after your run isn't only, you taste good, it's also, where have you been, what happened, are you okay? Once you know that, the licking stops looking needy and starts looking a lot like someone who simply wants to know everything about you. Reason 3. Licking is one of the oldest words in dog language, and the word is roughly, I mean no harm. In a litter and in adult dog social life, licking is an appeasement signal. A way of saying I'm no threat, please stay friendly, let's keep the peace. When your Golden licks your hand as you reach for him, or covers your face when you come home, part of that is deep social politeness. He's smoothing things over, showing deference and affection, keeping your bond warm. And tied right into this is the one you already suspect, attention. Somewhere along the way, your dog learned that licking makes wonderful things happen. You laugh, you talk to him, you stroke him, you look at him. From his side, licking is a lever that reliably turns on your attention. And every time you react, even by gently pushing him away, you've told him it works. Hold on to that one, because it's the key to gently reducing the licking later. And if you're already realizing your golden has been talking to you this whole time and you had no idea, that's exactly what this channel is for. If you're enjoying learning to read him, tap the like button. It genuinely helps these videos reach other golden owners. And stay with me, because reason 5 is the one that surprises people the most, and it changes how you hear all of this. Reason 4. It genuinely feels good for both of you. This isn't sentimental, it's chemistry. When your dog licks you, and when you calmly enjoy it, both of your brains release oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that ties parents to children. It's the exact loop that turned wolves into companions over thousands of years, running quietly between you on the sofa. And here's the part that's easy to miss. The licking soothes him too. The repetitive motion releases calming, feel-good endorphins in your dog's own brain. So sometimes when your golden settles in for a long, steady licking session, he isn't really doing it for you at all. He's self-soothing, winding himself down after an exciting day, the way a child might suck their thumb. Calm, rhythmic, comforting. Which brings us to the most important reason on this list. Reason 5. Sometimes licking is how your dog tells you something is wrong. And this is the one almost nobody thinks of, because all the other reasons are so warm that it's easy to file licking under love and never look closer. But because licking releases those calming endorphins, a dog under stress will sometimes do it to cope, and when a coping behavior gets stuck, it becomes a symptom. So here is what to actually watch for. If the licking is sudden and excessive, a real change from his normal self, pay attention. If he's licking you almost frantically and can't seem to settle, that can be anxiety or stress asking for help. If he obsessively licks one spot on his own body, a paw, a leg, until the fur thins or the skin goes raw, that is not a habit to ignore. It can mean itchy skin or allergies or pain in that exact spot or a stress behavior that's tipped into something compulsive. And if he's suddenly, intensely licking unusual surfaces, the floor, the walls, the sofa, carpet, over and over, that one is well worth a vet visit, because compulsive surface licking is often linked to nausea or an upset stomach. None of this is meant to frighten you. The vast majority of golden licking is pure, happy love and a bit of salt. The single thing to hold on to is the word change. You know your dog. A relaxed, affectionate lick hello is completely different from a frantic, obsessive, can't-stop licking that appeared out of nowhere. If the licking suddenly ramps up or fixes onto one spot on his body or onto strange objects, that's your golden telling you to look closer. And the kindest thing you can do is talk to your vet, both to rule out pain, allergies, or a stomach problem, and to get ahead of an anxiety habit before it sets in. Catching that early is a real gift to him. Now, before we talk about turning it down, there's a question a lot of you are quietly wondering, so let's answer it honestly. Is it actually safe to let him lick your face? For most healthy people, the occasional golden kiss is nothing to panic about. Our skin is a good barrier, and a normal immune system handles it easily. But it's not quite a dog's mouth is cleaner than ours, which is a myth. Dogs carry bacteria we don't, and they explore some genuinely unhygienic things with that same mouth. So the sensible line is simple. Let him lick your hands and enjoy the affection, but keep it off your actual mouth, your eyes, and any broken skin or open cut, and wash your hands before you eat. And if someone in your home is very young, elderly, pregnant, or has a weakened immune system, be a bit more careful about face licking with them specifically. Not fear, just common sense. For the average healthy owner, a slobbery hello is part of the deal, and a lovely one. Okay, so now you can hear him. Now, what if you love your dog to bits, but the everyday licking has simply become too much, too wet, too constant, on guests, on the baby, on your face at 6 in the morning? Good news, you can turn it down without hurting his feelings, and you already know the secret because we talked about it in reason 3, attention. Step 1 is the hardest and the most important. Stop rewarding it. Remember, for most dogs, the licking is a lever that turns on your attention. So the moment the licking starts and you don't want it, you do the most boring thing imaginable. No eye contact, no talking, no laughing, no pushing him away, because to your dog, even no stop is a reaction, and a reaction is a win. You simply, calmly, stand up and step away, taking your attention with you. What you're teaching, quietly and without any telling off, is a clean little rule. Licking makes the fun leave. Wait a few seconds, and the instant he's calm and not licking, your warmth comes straight back. You're not rejecting him. You're just changing which behavior earns your attention. Step 2. Give the feeling somewhere else to go, especially if some of that licking is self-soothing. A golden who's licking out of boredom or leftover energy needs an outlet that works his brain. A chew, a stuffed frozen toy, a snuffle mat, a quick training game, a proper walk. Very often what looks like, "he won't stop licking me," is really, "I am understimulated, and this is the only job I've got." Give him a better job. A tired, mentally satisfied golden simply has far less need to lick you for 20 minutes straight. And if the licking spikes at a very particular time, the moment you sit down in the evening, say, look at what his day actually held. A spike at rest very often means the thinking and sniffing part of his day was empty, and the licking is the overflow. Step 3. Teach him an enough gently. You can actually put licking on cue and then end it. Let him give you a lick or two, say a calm, consistent word like enough or all done, and then redirect him to something else and reward the moment he stops. Over time, he learns there's a beginning and a clear end, and that stopping when you ask is its own kind of good behavior. And never punish the licking. No scolding, no spray bottles. Punishing an act of affection and communication just confuses and worries him, and an anxious dog, as we now know, often licks even more. Calm and consistent always wins. So, let's bring it all the way back together. That tongue on your hand is not one thing. It's your golden speaking. It's the oldest word he has for family, learned from his mother in his first hours of life. It's you tasting a little of salt. It's him reading the whole story of your day off your skin. It's him keeping the peace and asking, sweetly, for your attention. It's oxytocin flowing both ways, and endorphins calming him down from the inside. And just occasionally, it's him telling you, in the only language he has, that something hurts or something's wrong. Which is why the one thing worth remembering out of this entire video is to watch for any sudden change. And when in doubt, ask your vet. Once you can hear all of that, a slightly slobbery golden stops being a habit to manage and becomes what he always was, a dog who is, in about 6 different ways at once, completely devoted to you. So, tell me in the comments, where does your golden lick you the most, and which of these reasons do you think it really is? I read every single one, and it shapes what I make next. Subscribe if you want to keep learning to read your dog, and go watch the video on what your golden is really saying when he brings you things, because it's the same devoted heart behind both. I'll see you in the next one.